Salty Talk Radio, Radio Chaos, IPM Nation, and for the first time ever, live on YouTube's. What's going on out there in Radio Land, everybody? How we looking, Zach?
Looking great, man. Yeah.
The YouTube's under control. I tried to pull a handful of stuff tonight, by the way, that won't get us kicked off of YouTube. I think our top of the hour break here in an hour, we'll play some stuff that we can't play on YouTube, but I tried to pull a handful of stuff that we can keep on rolling with the punches when we take our breaks as well. So, yeah, here we are.
Yeah, doing it, man. That's we'll see how this all goes. We actually got a little
now.
Yeah, it got a little crazy there at first because everything was kind of off, like as we opened it up and started going on. But it looks like we got it all smoothed out, which is weird because it seems like it actually was smoother when we were doing it private and nobody could see it. Right, everything went a little bit smoother than.
I checked it out. We did a test run for like 2 seconds before we started the show, before we went live, and I got the notification on my phone. So I went to the page that I put out. It'll be built. It's kind of hard to find right now because we really don't have too many videos.
Yeah, you got to go to the link.
As that builds, go to the link, click subscribe, that little bell, you'll get notifications. I got a notification on my phone as soon as I stepped out the door of the little test run that we did. So should be golden. So that's where we're at. We're starting this new gimmick off. Thank you, Zach, for all that.
Yeah. Hey, thank me after it runs smooth for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Of course, we're going to be working out kinks and whatnot over the past or the next couple shows, I should say. So, yeah, we've got all that in tune with us tonight. Let's see what else we got on the docket. Funny news, serious news. I don't know too much, and this is I guess I shouldn't have ended there. I don't know too much about this memo deal, and what all's in it. People have been talking about it ad nauseum for the past little bit. We might dip into that. Ben Swan gives a little bit of a breakdown as he opens back up his Truth in Media.
Oh, wow, man. So me being out of the loop with Facebook, man, like I didn't even know that it just happened, man. That sucks.
So, yeah, Ben Swan back at it again. Once again, good friend of the show, good friend of me personally.
I think I might actually just hop back on YouTube, just strictly on the post-politics page.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that'll just be my little baby over there.
So, is this September 12th, 2001? No. Or September 10th, I should say, 2001. No, this is not from them. This is just a week ago, within a week. Pentagon can't account for 800 million, report shows.
Wait, that's actually less. So, I mean, at least they're losing less money, right?
Yeah, it was 800 million, but, that's a lot less than 1.2.
Yeah, I mean, basically chump change,
Right. Yeah, chump change to people like you and I,
Oh, of course. Big ballers figuring out YouTube,
Right, yeah.
So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie.
So,
not even kind of.
Yeah, we got that. And, okay, female lawyer who stands just 3'8" in court.
Wait, that's officially a midget, though, right?
Officially, yes.
Okay.
I think anything below like 4'8". I
thought it was like 4'2", so I was giving him a couple inches there. But.
Yeah. I didn't know they stack shit that high. But yeah, a female lawyer, 3'8", sues witness who laughed hysterically at her and started singing "Hi ho, hi ho."
Oh man.
So, we have a real life Cartman issue here,
Yeah, I think it was just in bad taste because everybody knows if you're gonna make fun of a midget, it should be the Lollipop Guild, not the Seven Dwarfs. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm not discriminatory. You pick your, your
you pick your hate speech, sir.
You pick your hate song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no shit. This is out of Headline News. Lawmakers push to make Tide Pods less appetizing.
That's fucking ridiculous. Dude, it just really, that's what's messed up, right? Is I looked at Tide Pods a lot when I first saw that there was people evidently eating them. I like looked at different Tide Pods intentionally, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt of maybe one of these looks like a candy, but I mean they're even wrapped in plastic. It's not even like or whatever the hell that shit is.
We've had. I think I've had. I honestly think that might have been once in our actual washer. I know that we have used pods in our dishwasher.
Yeah. I've only used pods in dishwashers. Not
right. Right. So, but I was at the grocery store.
So maybe that's what it was. They figured if you can wash your dishes in it, you could fucking eat it.
Maybe, but I was at the grocery store just a couple days ago, and I looked at them, and like I was down that aisle, and I looked, and I saw like the Tide Pods, and my dad even showed me when I went down a couple weeks ago, like they've got like a special seal lock, and I'm like, these are like teenagers and college age students that are doing this. It's not like
they're not talking about like an irresponsible parent left the kitchen cabinet open and somebody ate one.
I left the Tide Pods out.
Yeah, I mean, damn, those look appetizing to a 4-year-old. Like, no, we're talking like 14 to 17-year-old kids are eating these fucking. It's ridiculous.
So. But I also felt like I was, passing like a head shop, like you're not supposed to look at it, like, and I'm down an aisle of the grocery store, looking over at Tide Pods, going like, "Oh, just keep moving."
Yeah.
Because I was like, just sit there and kind of look at them for a minute, just because I don't use them in my own home or whatever. Yeah. But I might actually bring back some old school tonight. Do a little bit of some cop bashing as well.
Oh, that should be easy.
Local South Florida did a great job of visiting over a dozen law enforcement precincts in different counties, approaching them about filing a complaint about an officer, which you would have thought this was a traffic stop in which they had barrels of smoke bellowing out of the car and you're going 20 miles over the speed limit. It's how the majority of these cops treated these people, and it's like a a hidden cam type deal. These are people from CBS4 in South Florida here, and
that's actually really cool. It was like a regular like a mainstream news
for sure. Yeah, it definitely is cool. And I do want to touch on this, and we'll hit the intro right after this as well. Plus, I'm sure we got some other stuff. I think our main affiliate at Journalistic Revolution, they've got another thing. I didn't know this. An 18-year-old is trying to accuse 2 cops of rape, and in 35 states, that is, the cops can just say that she consented and no charges.
Oh, wow. Oh, because they're cops.
Right.
So their word is like gold.
The bond.
Wow. Oh,
word is bond, nephew.
Dude.
I got where's your thin blue line, cuz?
Yeah.
So,
God,
okay.
Damn.
Last thing before we hit the intro here. This just surfaced, I believe, earlier today or late last night. We did the story on Sunday about Jimmy Kimmel saying late night hosts are all liberal because it, quote, requires a level of intelligence. Ben Shapiro, or actually it was other people, and Ben Shapiro's already signed on to do this. Love him, hate him, whatever. Some other people have already like tried to set this thing up that for Ben Shapiro to debate Jimmy Kimmel in an hour long.
He will not take it. There's no reason to take it.
A moderated hour-long debate, and $500,000 goes to St. Jude's. Everybody fucking wins, right?
Yeah. I mean, except for Kimmel.
Yeah. Kimmel hasn't said a word about it. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't agree with everything that Shapiro says, but when he's talking about like, society and things like that, I mean, dude, you can't beat him, dude. The guy's on point, and it just.
Well, not only that, like I respect him for like being a Californian native and growing up around all that stuff, like stuff that like you and I, like we've got our own stuff here in the South, that we've kind of grown up around, and
so it was almost a given that we were going to be right leaning just because of our area, right? Yeah.
Just collar working man's mentality, old school working man's mentality.
Yeah.
We grew up with. I mean, regardless of politics, but Ben Shapiro is a native Californian, but he's still in the thicket of the shit and still has these values and these concepts based on that. So we'll get into that as well tonight. Everybody stay tuned. 2 minutes. We'll be right back, hit the intro, and be back and start knocking out topics for you guys. So much love. Stay tuned. Post Politics, Wednesday night.
And the sad part is that most people seem to have been indoctrinated to believe that bullshit only comes from certain places, certain sources. Advertising, politics, salesmen. Not true. Bullshit is everywhere.
The NWO Fighter, the show that gets America its balls back.
And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels by all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop, and you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless the machine will be prevented from working at all.
I don't want to put a violent connotation on it, but this is a war zone. I'm talking about my life and yours.
If you're not on some government list by now, you're doing something wrong.
After 8 years of lies and hypocrisy, people love this guy. Leads me to a very disturbing question. How far up your ass does this guy's dick have to be before you realize he's fucking you?
It's good for kids, too.
I mean, you're born absolutely free except for laws of nature. Those, if you drink, you get drunk. That's a law. If you get old, you die. That's a law, too. If you sit on a tack, you will bleed from the ass. These are the only laws that you're born with, and any government just fucks you out of that type of freedom.
If you're not involved by now, you are just as much at fault as our oppressors.
I was terrified when my doctor told me that I had a unique and interesting personality trait.
It's Post Politics with Tripp here.
All right, everybody, we are back at it once again. Woo! Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Yo, we here.
By the way, we got a new drop tonight too. I did it just before the show started, so.
I'm a proud shithole.
All right, I thought we needed to fill up. But I was like,
man, that should be like a go-to for almost everything we say in our personal lives.
But they, I was driving around running errands this weekend, and I listened. I just happened to pop on to JRev on the TuneIn app just to see what was on or whatever, and it was that break that we did on the Friday Night Super Show, and it was I was like so proud of it. Like, you know, it just doesn't happen as often as we'd like. We'd like every second of this show to be radio gold, but that was just one thing that was just so damn funny.
Oh, dude, we were cracking. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, you can tell when it's gold, but it's even better when it's gold to you personally in the moment when you're just enjoying the hell out of it.
Ego-driven, maniacs or nothing. It's just,
yeah. No, I mean, well, I mean, kinda, but it really is like, it's nice. It's nice when you're enjoying the moment just as much as
for sure
as the audience is, man.
So. Let's see here. I don't know. What do you want to stop? And per our something we didn't bring up when we first started talking, per our meme for the night for our promo, government cryptocurrency is too risky for the average investor. Also government, and it shows the Mega Millions, 630 million.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's the thing. It's like I've stayed pretty silent on this. Like I bought some more. I bought some Ethereum and some more Bitcoin, small amount, very small amount. Because I'm not for sure on this. I mean, it's a financial market, dude. I mean, how many people
it's literally investing. It's not a yeah. I think that's what people don't really understand is, I mean, look, dude, you invest in these things, and sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose, but cryptocurrency seemed to be one of those things that you could win big on it. It's not,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I don't think that people completely understand like the crazy fluctuation. I don't as much as I probably should, but yeah, these swings are very, very heavy, and I imagine them only to be heavier in the future. A swing upward and a swing downward. So I haven't lost anything because I got into it early. I still have some Bitcoin left over from 2013. I have a majority of my Bitcoin that was bought between the $2,000 and $3,000 range, and Ethereum at between $300 and $400. So as long as it's there, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm good. Like I'm not fretting. It's still money in the bank to me. You know, if you pull it out now, then you're like, I could have had that, but you know, it's money in the bank to me. So, you know, we might get into that a little bit tonight as well. Might as well. I wish we had a little bit more fun articles. Might as well start out with the female lawyer, the 3'8" female lawyer. We like to start to show off light.
May as well.
This is out of Daily Mail. She sues a witness who laughed hysterically at her and started singing "Hi Ho, Hi Ho." Actually, this is an older article as well, but I did come across it. But it is kind of pertinent to what's going on in society nowadays. A dwarf prosecutor, the article starts out, a dwarf prosecutor is suing a man she called as a witness in a court case after he broke down laughing in a court at her size. She is a little lady with a big name and even a greater sense of right and wrong. I'm not going to try to even pronounce this woman's name. She looks and sounds by her name very Scandinavian. But she may only stand 3'8" high, but she punches well above her legal weight, as many villains in Frankfurt have found to their cost. Okay. What? Oh, I don't. It's worded terribly, but the full picture is here. And oh, is she adorable? She's just so cute.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, is she like?
I'm gonna hire her as a Roomba around my house. But anyway, what were you gonna ask?
No, I mean, I was gonna say, is she? I mean, but is she like? I mean, she looks like a midget though, right? Like,
she's
it's like,
she's dwarvish.
But I mean, like you know what I'm saying, like
Look,
you know.
A thick, juicy midget ass, though. Can we just be straight for a second? Let's just be straight up for a second. The dwarves have the most plump fucking hindquarters.
Yeah, they do. But you know what, though? Like, I've never seen a dwarf's ass. You know what I mean? So I can't, like...
You never watched a midget?
No.
Okay,
no.
well...
like, dude, like, here's the deal, right? Like, I don't have a whole lot of things that just creep me out. And no offense to any midgets out there, like, but
a midgetphobe.
Yeah, but I'm not like scared. Like, I mean, I could still talk to him. Like, I could still talk to him like normal people. It's not like I'm like, oh, get him away from me. But like when people even joke about like midget porn, right? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not watching it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah, like like that. Yeah,
so they are like kind of like afraid,
like, dude. Dude, Bridget the midget like actually strips at the strip club here in Pasadena.
Right? Oh, really?
But like, if people invited me to go to it for like a birthday party or something, I wouldn't go because I would be afraid that she might be one of the acts that night. Like I don't want to see it.
That,
you know what
I mean, you really do have a genuine phobia then.
No, but it's not like, because you know there are like people that have like real phobias, like where they don't want to be around them, and it's like I just don't want to see them naked.
Be around them.
No,
oh, you don't.
Yeah, like I don't want to. Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, it's the naked thing. It's like the naked dwarves. I couldn't.
Like I said, my bachelor party for my ex-wife. That's what they got. They got me a whole like kit, and it was a Bridget the midget, like a blow-up doll, and it came with a porn of hers.
Dude, I used to work with a guy who had like a straight midget fetish. Like he would talk about it regularly, like that he just would love to be with a midget. And I was like, dude, that's the craziest, creepiest thing I've ever heard. Like I had to look at him differently after that. You know what I mean? Like it was like and not because of like not because like of somebody that's just like, yeah, I'd be with a midget. Like, nah, but to me, it's like if you have like a thing, like that's what you want. Like, it creeps me out. It's just weird. I don't know why. Like, and there's that like, comedian midget, right? Like that, and I can't remember what his name is.
Williams is his name,
and he's hysterical.
He's also a swinger with his girlfriend. I don't know.
Girlfriend like a regular size.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're married. They might be married. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. But I know he does have a girlfriend because he goes on Jim and Sam quite.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Quite frequently, and no, they're like swingers and shit too. So it's like they have like a polygram fucking relationship.
A polygram? Yeah. One of those polygram relationships.
No one said
I think that's like a graph of some sort.
Smart, ladies and gentlemen. But okay.
Dude, speaking of Jim and Sam real quick, last off-topic conversation. Because we refer to Patrice O'Neal so often on here, I actually watched the I'm Better Than You documentary on Patrice. And what it was actually only like half of it's done because they actually never did the full the full documentary.
Okay.
But it's like about, I want to say it's like 45 minutes long, something like that, and it's a lot of the Colin Quinn's Tough Crowd crew being interviewed on it, and then a lot of like his guys, the Comedy Cellar guys, you know, talking about it. And to tell you the truth, dude, like I was almost in tears, dude. I mean, it was such a, you know, people speaking so honestly about Patrice, and they wouldn't have while he was alive because of the fact that he would give him so much shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it like, dude,
a fruit cake if that was the case.
Exactly. You know? Like, but there was definitely a couple of guys like crying, and you're just like, man, like, you know. And actually, it had Dave Attell on there, and Dave Attell was kind of out of that. He wasn't really in that circle, you know, like, and he talks about like Bill Burr and Norton and Patrice and those guys. He was like, those guys were a crew, man. And he was like, they were best friends, you know. And
I don't know if it's still up on Netflix or not. I know that it was for a while, but like if you don't like Kevin Hart, it's Kevin Hart presents Keith Robinson. It's called Back of the Bus Funny. Yeah. And Keith Robinson is sort of an unsung hero of that Cellar comedy crowd, originally from Philadelphia, as well as Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart brings him out on stage and says, "This is my mentor. This is the guy I learned all my shit from." And like Kevin Hart's selling out like arenas multiple times in one city every other night. You know, he's the top earning comedian in the entire country right now. But that Keith Robinson, that Back of the Bus Funny, it's Kevin Hart presents Keith Robinson. Back of the Bus Funny is the name of the special, and it's so fucking funny, man. Keith Robinson is so damn funny. But like all those guys, I mean, a lot of those guys that are a part of that crew are either native New Yorkers or from North Jersey
or Boston.
Philly, Boston.
It's all northeastern guys, for sure.
But anyway, let's
hop on the show.
You guys should know by now.
Yeah, we get distracted by comedian talk real quick. So
right. So anyway, so when the man Wadim is the guy's name, cracked up in hysterics at the dwarf lady in court during a case about theft, she was decidedly unimpressed. He was unable to answer her questions due to his hysterical laughter, pointing at her and singing hi ho from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. No one else joined in. And before the witness box, he was handed hastily scrawled summons accusing him of, quote, obscene insults and ordered to appear before a judge next month. Now, where are we at here? In legal circles, she has the nickname of Power Fraw, quote, mighty woman. She decided to become a lawyer after failing to get into medical school because of the dwarfism.
It's Frau, sir. Frau.
That hindered her. What?
It's Frau. I was being an asshole.
Frau.
Correcting. It's Frauling. It's like German for.
Yeah,
whatever. It was unnecessary. I was just correcting you because I got a chance, you know.
Yeah, some of us are more alt-right than others.
Yeah, hey man, I've lived in Germany for 3 years. Fuck you with that alt-right shit.
But
yeah. None of you Nazis send me emails after this, all right? Like, I don't want to join your crew.
So if the Fourth Reich is listening, you can send all your stuff to Zack Odom at
Yeah, it better be hate mail.
Okay. What's big for me is not the physical measurements of the body, but what's big inside of you, she said.
Oh man.
That old gag, right?
Yeah, no, dude, that's what tiny people say. Like, get out of here.
I think it's funny that there's a German woman that's a dwarf. That just strikes me as funny.
Yeah, no, that whole perfect race thing didn't really work out too great, huh?
Not only that, but like, have you ever that's that old?
Yeah, Germans, no, they're like tall and skinny,
right?
For sure.
Yeah. You ever try to argue with a Dutch bitch, man? Well, first you got to look up to him, man.
Fucking imagine getting like a fucking Dutch chick throwing her shoes at you. Those wooden things would be a bitch, right? You're fucking getting hit with clogs.
Poles made out of solid oak.
It's a bitch. I'm gonna buy you some fucking Italian shoes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So it goes on and on about this woman, but anyway, point being, I'm not going to spend all night on this, and we got to hit our first break. But point being that this woman actually turned around and sued a guy for laughing at her in court, and it's like, look, man, at that point, I'm no statist or nothing, but what I'm saying is that, like, shouldn't it be up to the judge at that point if you handled yourself? Shouldn't you be, like, at worst in contempt of court if you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't say, like, ha, look at this short bitch, right? Like, I mean, that wasn't...
I mean, he was laughing at her and singing the fucking...
okay. No, I forgot about the song.
What
song? The song's too far, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you shouldn't be able to turn around and sue somebody for that. No,
I mean, the judge definitely should have kicked him out of court.
Right. If the judge wants to hold him in contempt for that, statist or not, that's, I guess, fair game.
I mean, like, I'll look at the courtroom as any kind of business, and the judge is obviously the boss, or management in there. Dude, if you're at your regular job and a midget walks in and she's employed there and somebody starts laughing at her, they would kick you out. That's not weird that you don't accept that kind of shit, especially when you're trying to be professional and whatnot. I mean, I would agree that and I don't know how corrupt German courts are. You know what I mean? They may be they may be less corrupt than American courts. I don't know.
Seems like everybody's uptight across the great land of the globe.
Anytime you've got to go to a place and everybody makes you stand up when the head honcho walks in, it's probably a little too uptight.
All right, well, we're gonna hit our first break here. We're good to unmute through this whole thing. We're gonna kick it off with our boy Steve Grant, which I've got audio of YouTube really has a fucking problem with it. Basically, I've got audio of Steve Grant saying, "Play my shit all you want to."
Yeah,
whatever.
Like, I feel like that was an approval for copyright immediately. Yeah.
So go fuck your mother's YouTubes or whatever. But we're going to play that. And then, dude, I came across a gym today, and it's very juvenile, very ridiculous.
Sounds right up our alley.
Minute and a half long, but I could not stop listening and laughing to this like all afternoon. So we'll hit up with our boy Steve Grant. We'll come back with this absurdity and get on to other topics. So much love. Thanks of our homies at JRev Radio, Raz Radio Live, Salty Talk Radio, Radio Chaos, IPM Nation, and anybody checking us out on the YouTubes. like I said, subscribe. If you can find the link that we've shared and all that stuff, share it.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
As of right now, you cannot search for it. We've got to get a couple, there's got to be at least, I think they said 3 or 4 videos, and then you're looking at still like 48 hours before it pops up in the search. Yeah.
I know for a fact from our intro, Super Dave found it. So Super Dave's there at least.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if he found it, you guys can find it.
Yeah.
Love Super Dave. But yeah, we'll play all that stuff. Like, share, and like I said, hit that little bell on the page there. It'll let you know when we're live. It'll give you a notification straight to your phone. I've got it for people like Joe Rogan's podcast, a handful of others. Whenever somebody goes live, I get a fucking notification. So please go hit that bell and subscribe. Much love. We'll see you guys in the next probably about 5.5, 6 minutes. Stay tuned. More post-politics. Yippee yo, number 1.
These raps all over ya. They see me on the web and catch arachnophobia. This is the shadow of Galactus casting over ya. This is the final day of the last utopia. He carries a curse and slowly it kills him. That's why he walks alone, surrounded by ghosts of children. One of the most realest, he only rolls with the real ones. The flow's so explosive, it blows your soul through the ceiling. Check your last dosage. The craft never lacked focus. In the black smoke, the rap flow is half-folded. The master is backloaded. Half-clones get cracked open, they ask for it, and I don't need a mask for this. They're having trouble handling this target. The Phantom of the Opera make them scramble in the darkness. They like to slam us into conflict, and they want to stand over us like Thanos with the gauntlet. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. I hate to disappoint you, but I ain't here to meet your majesty. I'm only here for the carnage, Cletus Cassidy. I speak my piece, then I'm gone and I leave the galaxy. I talk to beings and I walk in between realities. Don't believe me? Look at all the things that challenge me. You can see how easily I can delete the fallacies. 3 little pigs, death comes in 3 fatalities. So don't get caught beneath this gravity. This is an art form. They say I'm too smart for 'em. I just laugh at 'em and tell 'em that I'm too dark for 'em. Another dart thrown. Fuckers must have not known. It's Steve Grant, Hollywood, not 5'4". Florida, I'm not a foreigner. I was born here, the aura of an orator / warrior. Watched all the horrors and walked down the black corridors. And now they're trying to trap all of us. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Yeah, I know they watch me and they coming for my mind, but you never see me cover my eye with a butterfly. From Kelly Thomas to Mike Brown, I'm colorblind. Another mother cries, singing bloody lullabies, and they wonder why I'm like the beast on it. I never forgot what Martin Luther King told me. That's why I walk around like I got a dream, homie. Cause I don't ever know when they gon' put the beam on me. Yeah, officer, thanks for your services. Every single person in Ferguson knows you murdered them. Now these words are circling, shit is getting superfluous. They further us away from each other. That's how they hurting us. So try to meditate, bio resonate while I elevate to the highest level made. The giant heavyweight, it's like the lion never ate. The hunger's inside him. I give a fuck who you run with, cause I be running with titans. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf.
all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole. Dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole. Say you won't blow me, like it in your face. Say you only take the cock in your dirty face. Now I'm all filthy, there's duty on my dick. It looks just like a black man's, but not quite as thick. Your cooling needs a diaper, 'cause I'm in your golden blow. Got a dirty hamper, and my dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole. My dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole. Dick's all shitty. My dick's all shitty from your asshole.
All right, everybody, we're back at it. Oh. I hope you found that as entertaining as I did, because like I said, it sounds like it was done in the guy's bathroom.
Yeah.
But it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
But it's clever
today,
nonetheless.
if you really have it in context.
Yeah, you have it in context.
That's so shitty.
Yeah. What's context? Like playing
You're
playing
muted,
that.
sir.
Like, oh yeah. I wasn't muted. I wasn't muted for our YouTube people. I was only muted for you.
Okay.
Well, it's weird, right? Because I have to mute here and there, and so I had to set up a hotkey for mute on Skype.
Welcome to my world,
Yeah.
shithole.
No, hey, dude, I totally understand. I was even talking about that the other day with Sam.
I'm a proud shithole.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking about that with Sam the other day. I was like, it's funny, right? Because I used to walk into the show all comfortable and like, I ain't got to do shit. I just got to be here and talk, you know? And and now I'm like, fuck, I got all these things to do over here. So that's cool. It's all right. But
oh yeah. So here we are back at it. I checked it out. Everything looks real clean on the YouTubes, man, especially during break. So
yeah, Sam's watching it in the other room, so I just like ran in there while we were doing break and checking it out. And actually, what's funny is, dude, for some reason your FPS or frames per second rather was really choppy that first night that we were doing it, and you're coming in smooth. You're rolling in smooth now, like a
good deal.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, everything's working out great. We're doing all right.
Thumbs
so yeah,
up.
man. Yeah.
High fives, guys.
Yeah,
All
definitely. I'm fucking loving it. So we're good.
Okay, so let's do this. Continuing with the laughter for as long as we can. I'm sure we'll hit a snag and get really angry and upset over something here before too long, but
without a doubt.
might as well keep the chuckles rolling.
Absolutely.
Lawmakers push to make Tide Pods less appetizing. And here's the thing. I got to give props to like Dennis, because Dennis Ford has been doing this for like the past couple weeks now, just like talking about how delicious these Tide Pods are. You know? And it's like this is the key. We have to make them less appetizing. You know, we have to make them not taste so fucking good. These
of course.
The youth are losing their lives over these delicious Tide Pods.
The fucking tastiness of the Tide Pods.
I mean, it's like treats, though. You know what I mean? Like, my kids beg for them. They're like, "Dad, can you please put a Tide Pod in our lunch today?" And I'm like, no, not. Listen, those are reserved for Fridays. On Fridays, you get your Tide Pods.
Yeah. You can't have them yet.
Right, not during the week. Okay, they're a treat. You don't get them every day.
You can't have them all the time.
So lawmakers push to make Tide Pods less appetizing. Let's play the clip.
look like candies. They look like toys.
They might as well say bite me on them, because that is what they offer. You don't need them to look like gummy bears in order for consumers to use them.
Dude, fuck you, dude. Like, there's plenty of things that I see that look like... There's plenty of things that I see that look great, but I know they're not edible, right?
They might as well say bite me on them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, why don't we just outlaw, things like, say, wax fruit? Like, why do they have wax food at the front of some restaurants, dude? Like, that shouldn't be the case because, people are going to eat them and you're not supposed to have that in your system. It's fucking stupid. I think that we keep preventing Mother Nature. We keep preventing Mother Nature from taking out the stupids, and we gotta stop that shit. Like, listen, dude, if you're eating laundry detergent, we probably don't need you here. There's no way you're gonna contribute to the world.
It's not a game. Don't you be trying this at home on your kids or your dogs, okay?
That really is the point. Is that I hate to keep bringing this up on the show, but I used to believe so much in don't get me wrong. I don't think that we should be systematically eliminated through like eugenics projects and things like that. That is going on, in some
absolutely.
Whether you
absolutely.
Even the extreme of it or very sort of benevolent facet of eugenics, it's going on. It is. You needn't look any further. It's just that's what it is. However, I'm just saying let's take some labels off of some shit. You know what I mean? Like, stop saving the fucking weak. Just stop saving the weak.
Yeah.
You want to eat paint? Fucking go for it. Have yourselves a Sherman-Williams Christmas.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's my thing, dude. I don't understand why it is that we can't just, dude, it's not, why can't we just let them go? Like, it's not,
Don't need them. I'm tired. There's enough dumb people out there. There's a majority of dumb people out there. A majority.
Yeah.
On both, whatever side of the political aisle you fall on, there's an overwhelming amount of stupid ass people out there, and they're raising their kids to be just as stupid, if not more stupid, than they are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I'd say probably more stupid, because stupid people have no real drive to make their kids intelligent, right? Like they like.
Oh yeah, I mean, you might as well say
and even if they're stupid, how do you teach your kid to be smart when you're an idiot?
Drink the candy under the sink.
Exactly.
We need to just put an album. I think we should just put out an album of kids songs. That's the new fucking gimmick, dude.
Nah, I saw a thing the other day.
We will send you a you fucking get it along with Zack and Tripp's fucking Kid Bop album, and it's like, it's like, but, your dad has a gun, go get it under the bed.
Yeah, no, and it'll be a gift to the world, because what you do is you don't play it for your kids, you give it as a gift to the stupid people's kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if you've got an idiot that lives down the street, you go, hey dude, this is some of this it's some of that Mozart shit for kids, right? It's gonna make your kid a genius. Let him listen to it. But put on headphones.
Go to Bryce's birthday party at the park this weekend. Yeah, sure. Give him this.
Yeah,
we already bought his present.
Take this album right here.
Right.
Yeah. Has he been having trouble in school? Not after this one. You know what I mean? Fuck, man.
The pretty yellow bottle under the sink. Drink it down. It tastes yummy.
It's so bad, dude. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, it's like, the guy that sticks his arm in the wood chipper, right? Like, we've talked about that. Like, there shouldn't be a warning label here. If you're sticking trees into it and it shreds them, it's gonna obviously shred you. So, yeah, dude, it's just ridiculous.
All right, let's finish the rest of this video up here.
This is in response to not only the Tide Pod Challenge, but there's been a number of accidents too where for very young children, put them in their mouths. And
okay, now let's. I know we only got through 2 seconds of that, but we brought this up a couple weeks ago as well. And you're talking about the actual deaths correlated with this is long before this Tide Pod challenge thing came out. A, and B. You know who lost their life more? We brought this up before, but it bears repeating. You know who lost their lives more from eating Tide Pods more than infant children? Elderly people with dementia.
Okay.
About 80% of the deaths related to pod detergent, ingesting Tide Pod detergent.
Yeah.
Is 4-to-1 elderly people with Alzheimer's or dementia. Not that somebody got into some shit. My dad was a mechanic. I got into some antifreeze when I was a kid. Okay?
Yeah.
I did. And I didn't gulp it down like it was a juice box, but I got into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of that exposure, and they didn't know if I had ingested any or not, my parents called poison control, yada, yada, yada. My dad had his whole, one side of our garage was just to work on cars for friends and family and earn extra money. That's what my dad did, and I was just in there fucking around with this stuff when I was, a lad of 3 or 4 years old. And they didn't know if I had actually drank any or not. I didn't, but they called poison control just to make sure, So it's it's a lot less of that and a lot more of people like, yes, Tide Pods are yummy. I'm 75 years old and I don't know my name from my asshole anymore. Those are the best. So that's kind of a unskewed or a very skewed bias towards, kids might get into this, yada, 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 whatever it might be.
Yeah, whatever.
But
I can get that though. That's at least a little bit more reasonable of an explanation.
What I'm saying is that there's between 10 and 15 deaths overall. Less than 5 are children.
Well,
so don't think it's an epidemic. Don't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This just in though. I just went and signed out and went to go search now, and you can now find us by just looking up Post Politics with Tripp and Zack.
Yay! So go check that out on YouTube's.
There you go.
Like I said, we're beta testing this stuff, and hopefully everything turns out yummy.
Evidently, I guess also subscribers break it, and so since we now have I think 7 or 8 subscribers, I think it's after you break 5 or 6, it pops.
Yippee-yo, number 1.
So there you go.
We'll make it as delicious as Tide Pods.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
And not near as lethal.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It might actually do something for you.
Yeah.
But we'll we got about 30 seconds left on it.
For 12,000 calls to Poison Control Center last year because of exposure to laundry pods of some kind. Doesn't have to be this brand. So legislators are asking these new requirements for the packaging, for the coloring, so that it wouldn't be quite as attractive to young kids. Procter & Gamble, though, says the design of the product is not to blame for a dangerous trend. And that they are specifically talking about the so-called Tide Pod Challenge.
Oh,
dude.
We've fallen off the rails as a society. I don't.
It's oh man.
I hate to say as a nation, but just as a society, a culture.
I'll say as a society all around, because it's definitely not just our country. You know, it's not just the U.S. It's everybody is getting dumber.
It's all around the globe. So
yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, by the way, I wanted. We got time, man. I wanted to bring that up. That's a quick little tidbit before we got to hit our top of the hour break. So, we were patiently awaiting, as most of you guys know, Kennedy Space Center here in Florida, which is all the rockets go off and stuff. So Elon Musk launched a Tesla into fucking space yesterday. Some people are already crying foul with fucking conspiracy stuff or whatever. Like
he also made a flamethrower that's only $600.
Fucking it.
It's only $600, dude. This man is a
point in argument over.
Fucking hero. This guy is a fucking hero. Like he's amazing.
So we're waiting. It's supposed to originally go off at like 1:30, right? So we go out and we're listening to the local news, our local talk radio station here in Orlando, and they're like, and this happens all the time. By the way, celebrities come out, people fucking. This is one of the rare times where they got to see it within an hour or two of it being scheduled to go off, but because sometimes they postpone it for days, and people line up all around. I mean, even an hour out. I was just leaving work because they were like, okay, well, we're going to close the window until 3:45. So I take off of work a little bit early sometimes to go to, if I got to make a deposit for to the bank for work or whatever. So I go and make the deposit, and it's like right about 4:00. So I'm heading out towards the turnpike, which is facing like it's on 50 in Florida, and we have these roads like 80, 70, 60, 50 state roads that all run parallel, like directly west to east, or east to west, depending on where you're going, I guess. But they have all of these roads that are going directly east to west, west to east. And I was on that road, so I was facing the ocean, and I got to see it right as it went up. And it was really cool, and they had it all go up. And then, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but you can go look up stuff where you see these rockets come back down and land perfectly.
Dude.
There's 2 rockets that came right back down and landed. It was crazy. It's crazy to see that shit, but it's really cool that, like, anytime that stuff happens, everybody goes outside. If it happens in the middle of the afternoon for like our kids at school, they take them outside so they can watch it, and that's just something really cool that I didn't really get to do as a kid. And I mean, that's weird that you're in Houston, you're where they like come back in,
yeah
that's and we're where they always take off from. But
well, they used to do that here too, but fucking Floridians stole our shit. I mean, I still blame Obama, but that's fine. It actually was Obama's fault. I mean, he did shut it down. But I mean, like, dude, we used to be called Space City, right? And now we're just like, no, we just got that little Space City museum that you can go look at now, but we don't do that shit here anymore.
Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center has been there for quite some time. It was always that Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral was the takeoff point, and Houston was home base.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. I'm just, just being salty about it.
Just being shitty. Just a shitty individual.
Yeah, it's all right.
But anyway, and they showed this video, and I don't know if it's real or not or whatever, but it actually shows the curve of the globe. And I just found that funny because a lot of people started commenting on flat Earth shit.
Yeah. Oh, because it's all got to be faked. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't.
You're facing the flat Earth, man. It's it's circular, but you're facing the flat Earth.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Yeah. It really, like, I mean, that's kind of what gets me is that, like, I don't think people realize that, like, dude, you know damn well that you can't tell one person something that you want to be kept a secret, right? Like, you can't tell one person because they're going to give it away. So where do you get off that, like, throughout history,
the shape of Earth is not what
we have somehow kept a secret that, like, at least you'd have to assume 1,000 people throughout history have known, right? But all of those people were good at keeping secrets. Bullshit. I'm not buying it.
Now let's go a step further. We're gonna hit break. We're not gonna do a whole bit on this because it's absurd and we haven't done it in quite a while. But it is something that we haven't raised on the show before, which is there's always something to lose on humanity's side and always something to gain on the elite's side when we talk about conspiracy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flat Earth tackles none of that. There's nothing to gain or lose on either side by the Earth being flat, or people lying to us about the Earth being flat.
Yeah, no, you're not going to gain anything.
That just came to me. Like there's nothing. There's nothing to gain or lose.
No, but what everybody says is that, and this is a lot of those folks, right? Is that well, it gets you to no longer believe in Christianity, right? Like what God truly says in the Bible. Because they say that, and it's like, but that's the same people that preach the fucking dinosaurs never existed thing, is that like, oh, it's because it's biblical, and they're like, God, dude, I mean, these, it's just ridiculous, dude. There's a certain point where it's like, you guys might be full of shit. Like, I mean, when you hear that whole thing that they're like, well, even in a plane, though, the windows on planes are built with a fisheye angled to them so that it looks like you might see that while you're inside the plane, and you're like, dude, God, like that would mean that they had to even teach all the people, they had to tell all the people that are making fucking planes that the world was really flat, right? Like, so like I've met a lot of airplane mechanics, dude. Like I was in the Air Force, I've met a lot of them, and those guys, if you told them that, they would not keep that a secret. Like, there's no way they would be like, dude, the fucking Earth is flat, dude. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with, like, them having aliens at Area 51 and shit like that, right? You're like, dude, that would mean that everybody at Area 51, when they get drunk and have, like, a regular little party, right? Like, are you telling me that if a dude had seen a little green man and he had, like, he's hanging out with his, his buddies at the barbecue and he gets drunk, that he wouldn't just be like, bro, they got little green men in there. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. I just feel like there's some things, because there are some conspiracy theories that I'm totally, either I'm with it, like I get it and I believe it's true, or that I'm skeptical of, but I could see how it happened.
Right.
But that's not one of them.
Well, we're gonna lead out, and good set to take break off. I'm going to play this Bill Hicks bit that's pertinent to what we're talking about, and then we need to mute it.
Okay, so mute after Bill Hicks.
Yes.
Rock on.
All right.
1,000 years old, and dinosaurs existed, and they existed in that time. You think it would have been mentioned in the fucking Bible at some point. And Jesus and the disciples walked to Nazareth, but the trail was blocked by a giant brontosaurus with a splinter in his paw. And the disciples did run a-shrieking, what a big fucking lizard, Lord.
Okay, everybody. We'll be back in just a handful of minutes. We're going to play our non-YouTube friendly songs and be back with a second hour in just a handful of minutes. So stay tuned. More Post Politics coming up next. right, everybody, we're back at it. Post politics, second hour.
There we go.
Love that fucking. That's one of my top 5 favorite songs of all time.
Yes, damn good track, dude.
It's fucking great. By the way, you got me on mute again. I'm sure YouTube audiences can hear it, but I can't.
Yeah,
so.
nah, you're good again.
Okay.
Same thing. I gotta get used to that.
That's all right.
I get used to unmuting this on 2 spots. But yeah, man, it's nice, dude. Now we can just be searched for and everything. It's kind of cool.
Yay!
Yeah, feel like I'm here. You know?
Makes us all giggly inside. Then we can shit later. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, I'm loving it. But yeah, so after the let's see, Tide Pods, midget in the courtroom.
Now it's time to get into more serious matters. I've seen it all because I was on the inside. I was a fighter, a former Minnesota governor, a Navy SEAL. I know. I've seen things you couldn't believe because I didn't tell you that I've seen them until just now.
I need to throw in a picture of Jesse that I can replace your webcam with whenever you go into it.
If we could really learn how to Photoshop that and just
no, I can do it. I can totally fucking throw in a fucking picture of Jesse when you go for it, and I'll just sit over here and act like I'm talking to Jesse. I might actually get me go get me a clip of Jesse just talking and loop it.
Right,
and just stick it on there.
Right, and you just get to play that without the audio, and you just have my audio. It's like the most horrible lip reading.
Yeah, and I'll be like, dude, hey, Jesse's fucking reporting from his bunker. You know, signal's not that good. You know what I mean? It's just, so it may be off a little bit.
Jungle, Wu-Tang Clan strikes again. the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, and of course, the governor, Jesse Ventura.
Oh, man, that's great. Dude, yeah, one of the things was, watch the other day of, Opie and Anthony and Patrice making fun of Alex Jones, and then the next YouTube the next YouTube video was Patrice on InfoWars with Jesse, with Alex Jones.
I watched that live, by the way. That's actually probably the first time.
Really good. And he died the next year, which sucks.
No. The first time he was ever on Alex Jones, I think, was 2009 or 2010.
Yeah, it was 2010. Yeah.
He died in late 2011. But that was the first time, I didn't have Sirius or XM back then. I had it for, a year or two back in, 03, 04.
Yeah.
So that was before O&A even went to XM. So, anyway, point being is that I was I knew of Patrice and I saw him because I said, I always loved stand-up comedy, but I wasn't too into it. I didn't really. I was like, oh shit, here's a fucking really a big black comic dude that is into the conspiracy shit and the shit on that level, that I'm into or whatever.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah, and of course the guy's great, dude. It just really is. But yeah, all right, I don't want to make it another Patrice hour, but yeah.
I didn't even know where I was going to look something up, and I totally
no idea where you're at. I totally understand.
I don't even know anymore. I can't. Well, I guess we did want to do a cop bashing segment, and I wanted to play a little bit. I know we're playing a lot of videos tonight, and Zack and I are going to work on that as well if we can get this logged up ahead of time. I don't know.
Well, I think there's actually, I could get it to where there's really, I think what me and you could do, and I know this is shop talk here, but I think what we could do is me and you also
episode, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're going to figure this shit out with the YouTubes and whatnot. So
exactly. No, I think what we could also do is me and you, aside from being on Skype, we could also be on YouTube Hangouts and have it to where that way I can just clip your screen so that whenever you show a video, you can be showing it on through YouTube Hangouts, and I could be playing it on here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way, you know, the audience can actually see what we're talking about, which makes it a lot easier to, you know, pause and go, ha, look at that goofy shit right there, you know. But yeah, we'll figure all that out, you know, weeding out all the kinks.
Okay, so in second thought, I might want to hold on to that stuff till last segment, but I'm looking up this stuff right now and trying to get a little bit of a grasp on this Ben Shapiro, Jimmy Kimmel debate.
Yeah, I would be really happy if that actually went down, dude. I really would.
So I don't know. Here's something. It's just called News Every Day, so it's a really quick bit. Right here, but internet is demanding a Ben Shapiro Jimmy Kimmel debate for charity. Shapiro's already said okay, but let's go ahead and play the video anyway and see what they have to say here.
Need a crappy drawing of a
No, I don't need a crappy drawing of whatever.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what they're about to advertise. They're advertising for graphic designers. I've seen that stupid fucking thing every time I've looked on YouTube.
So,
fuck those guys.
By the way, you can tell by the music this is very important, right? Yeah.
Very important. This is serious business. Yeah.
Share on Facebook. Ben Shapiro retweeted a user on Tuesday proposing.
Really? I am not
retweeted.
I am not listening to that for a second. Yeah. Let's see if this other one that is a bit longer is.
Late night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel.
Why do you talk to text? Is your that shit that bad?
It's terrible, yeah.
Oh, anyway, I'm just gonna play Shapiro's bit then. I'm sorry, guys.
Jimmy Kimmel has been the pace setter. He's the new pope of the left, according to Guy Benson, a good label, I think. And Jimmy Kimmel apparently appeared at he apparently appeared at some event for Pod Save America. So last week, remember, I criticized Stephen Colbert for having on Pod Save America after the State of the Union, because Stephen Colbert would never have me on after a State of the Union by a Democrat or a Republican. We have about the same size audience. Jimmy Kimmel obviously had to outdo his compatriot in leftist terms because he is the new pope. And so he actually said at this event, quote, "It just so happens that almost every talk show host is a liberal, and that's because it requires a level of intelligence." So according to Jimmy Kimmel, the reason that he and his fellow talk show hosts are on the left is because they're smart, you see. It's not because they have a certain point of view and they all live in a bubble and they've all lived in big cities most of their lives. It's not because they spend all of their time hanging out with other people on the left and never have a dissenting conversation. It's not
very, very much true. And I know this is a lot of reiteration.
Not because they're a perpetual circle jerk or anything. Yeah.
Right. You never have to fucking deal. How many times have we brought this up on this show? And I know it's award season, so we've been really very heavy on that as far as Hollywood's concerned and talking about, you know, whatever the sex scandals and all that stuff. But it's like, no, it's a bunch of self-congratulatory fucking bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you.
No, I mean, what's sad is I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Was like, no, one of my biggest, most exciting things about going onto YouTube is that you know, YouTube gets shared and shit like that. So I get to now fucking, you know, hear from people that don't agree with me, which means I get to, you know, argue again and talk shit again. You know what I mean? Because there's always those comments of on YouTube that hey, fuck you, you know, and I get to chime in on that now, you know. But
sure,
that's what they live in, dude. That's Hollywood. That's what they do. That's why they get rid of anybody who's got like a libertarian or conservative viewpoint on things, you know.
Help! I'm a conservative in Hollywood. Help me out.
That sounds. Revert back to an old bit. That sounds like the inside of Hillary Clinton's vagina.
There you go. It's like, help me, mister. My family's got money. You better not hurt my dog. You better not help me hurt your dog.
Oh man, God.
Like what that's right. I'm a conservative in Hollywood. Help me get out of this hole.
Yeah, that's not happening.
The lotion on the skin, or else it gets the Obama again. You better not make me hurt your dog.
God, dude.
That's what we're dealing with here, right?
Absolutely.
Like, conservative in Hollywood. Are you kidding me? Like that, and that's something that we've been preaching for quite some time here. Is like, yes, yeah, everybody get together in one room and pat yourselves on the back for thinking exactly like each other.
Yeah.
And thinking,
you're so right. I know you're right because that's exactly what I think. Yeah.
Not only are you brave, but you are speaking for the rest of the country. Hate to tell you, the rest of the country, at least 75 to 80% of the rest of the country outside of that, you're not even speaking their fucking language. And everybody's wondering why all of these shows are down, why all these award ceremonies, like the ratings are terrible, yada, yada, yada. And even things, I'll put it on the right-leaning stuff. Like the State of the Union was not as well received as Obama's second term, year after his second term State of the Union. And yes, that depends on what's going on in the country at the time. You know,
I think that people need to also realize that Trump is not necessarily Trump's not a Republican either. All right, so there's still going to be a lot of conservative people that don't agree with Trump, and especially after this goes, because they're getting that same bad taste in their mouth that the Obama supporters were getting in their mouth after he got in, because they start realizing that oh shit, dude, this guy's not going to do everything he said he was.
Well, what I'm saying is I think that a majority of Americans, I'll speak for the majority of Americans really that go they're not the voting public anymore. Guess what?
Yeah, we know that because people don't vote anymore.
You know what most American adults don't do? Vote.
Yeah.
One reason or another.
Yeah. Listen, dude, most people
don't vote.
You know what's funny is on voting day, on election day, 100% of people do take that 2 hours off to go vote, and about 20% of them actually go vote. That's the way it is.
What I'm saying here is that we've come to a place where people are like, fuck it, it doesn't have anything to do with my life, and I'm not throwing my hat in that ring. Yeah. Whether it's, whether you're a felon, or whether you've got some shit going on, or whether you don't care anymore, or whether you're a third party voter or whatever, most Americans are not about any of that stuff because they understand that it doesn't make the non-voting public understands that has nothing to do with their life. They understand that nothing that they do on that end has any skew of how the rest of the next year or 2 or 4 years or whatever is going to go. They understand that already. Yeah. They already know. Hey, if they want to do it, they'll do it. I got to work around that. That's where we're all at. Yeah. If you're listening to this show, you're probably in that same boat.
Good chance of it, yeah.
Good chance. So anyway, that's what Ben's bringing up here is that whole deal. But anyway, we'll continue on.
Not any of that stuff. It's just because they're so smart, you see. Right? Because Jimmy Kimmel, on a pure IQ test, I'm sure Jimmy Kimmel, a guy who had women feel his crotch on national TV, would outdo me, I think, for example. I think when it comes to talk show hosts, put Jimmy Kimmel next to Dennis Miller. I'm sure that Jimmy Kimmel wildly outdoes Dennis Miller, a conservative. And there are a bunch of people saying, well, isn't he right? Aren't all the talk show hosts on the left? Well, no. The most successful talk show host of the last 35 years was Jay Leno, and Jay Leno is center-right. Jay Leno's a libertarian. So, no, this is stupidity all the way up. And it's so smug and it's so smarmy. And then you wonder why the culture is being torn apart. Like Jimmy Fallon showed up at the Super Bowl. And one of the things that happened, I'm not sure if they showed it on TV. They showed it at the game. There's a shot of him, and he kind of made a joke where he spilled water all over himself. And it was charming and it was funny. Right? And then after the game, Jimmy Kimmel has to join in the race to the political bottom. Like, whatever you think of Trump, you don't have to like Trump. But turning this into everything has to be a partisan fight, turning our late night show hosts into partisan fighters who can't make a joke about Barack Obama for 8 years and then can't stop making jokes about Trump, but not even jokes, just nasty riffs. How does that unify the country in any serious way? Serious criticisms of Trump, I'm perfectly willing to hear, although not from the likes of Jimmy Kimmel, who does not know what he's talking about on virtually any issue. We've debunked him 1,000 times on the show at this point. Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay, so that's that. And not only that, but something that Donald Trump understands more than anybody out there is that you have to understand, when we were coming up, when we were just tykes, it was Carson. And that was it. After the fuckery that went on in the early 90s when Carson relinquished his throne and it was supposed to be Letterman, and it ended up being Jay Leno, we had this Leno-Letterman thing, okay? And that was it. Now it's the fucking battle of the late night hosts, right? You know, you've got different time slots across 3 or 4 networks that have a before and after show. You know, you have a late night show, a late night show. You know, your Craig Fergusons, your Conans, all of these different other types of people or whatever. So you've got, like, it's not just 2 people. It used to just be 1. When we were coming up, it was Carson. That was it. And then, you know, I mean, Letterman had his show before that, but it was supposed to be like the lead up to whenever Johnny Carson retired. And then it was, oh, well, we're gonna go with Leno, and then Letterman goes over to CBS, and that's where he's at for that long. Now we have like 6 or 7 of those people that are all vying for the same spot. And that's where it's at. It's late night wars. Jimmy Kimmel has gotten his nut off going, you know, well, I'm the person that's going to cry on television. I'm going to say what I really feel. It's not all about, I'm funny. I'm funny.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
not all
funny,
about,
but I also have such a big
all
heart.
about jokes, you know. And like I said, you know, don't act like you didn't sell your soul to the devil. All these people, guess what? Don't act like you didn't sell your soul to the devil. Okay? Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Just, hey, I'm a corporate stooge, and this is what I have to do to make my ratings stick.
Yeah.
Just say it.
It's the only way that I can get people to let me continue doing this.
Guess what? I honestly, in Kimmel's defense, I really believe that he truly feels the way that he feels, you know, and I think that the vulnerability that he wants to show is a marketing ploy, but also genuine at the same time. So I get that.
Yeah.
He just happens to be wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just genuinely wrong, which is nothing wrong with that, but you know.
Right. Hey, man, if you want to bare your soul, if you have that kind of platform and really bare your soul on television, I can't hate on him for that, because that's nothing outside of what you and I have preached the entire time we've done this show.
Yeah.
Is that if we were on that level, we wouldn't do it unless we could bare our soul and say what we really believe.
Yeah, no,
feel.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going into I would never get into that kind of status, that kind of show business type of deal if I have to give up my own control over me. I don't want to stop being me. You know, and I think there's a lot of people out there that did, though. They stopped being them, and you can tell because go watch anything about Jimmy Kimmel before his late night show.
Right, or lost sight of that. You know what I listened to today, by the way, before we got to hit our last break here? I listened to Macaulay Culkin on
I didn't watch it, but yeah.
Mark Maron's.
Yeah.
Yes,
I didn't watch it, but I saw it. It popped up in my because I am subscribed to the guy. So yeah.
So and by the way, like Macaulay Culkin is a fucking just a manic person.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you can look at the thumbnail for the advertisement and look at him, and you're like, oh god damn.
Hey, if I add Lee to the group call, is that gonna be a problem?
No, I mean it's gonna split your screen on the YouTube thing, but it's not gonna. It shouldn't screw anything up. It's just gonna show both of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
In your little segment there, it'll show him holding his little rehab glass. So,
Okay.
No problem.
Lee, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
What up, dog?
The stream's coming through pretty fucking good, dude.
Have you been checking it out on YouTube?
Yeah, I just turned it on a few minutes ago. I was listening to you guys talk about whatever your movie you're talking. I'm sorry, I was trying to like do other things and listen to it. I'm
Totally
just listening for clarity, dude. Yeah, and actually, it's coming through good. I'm looking at it right now. It's got both of your ugly mugs right on there, which is
thank you,
nice. And the Dr. Seuss lettering is
I like
quite
that. I
fun.
like my little one.
That's what my wife said. She was like, I like the Dr. Seuss lettering. Like when I showed her like on our first break tonight. So yeah, I didn't even notice quote Dr. Seuss lettering, but that's what she referred to.
I didn't want it looking too serious because it just was I was like, nah, man, I think I'll throw in a little bit of that on there. So yeah, worked out, man.
It worked out great.
But,
Really
what's the word, man? We got a couple minutes before we got to hit break, our final break. But
I just wanted to chime in here on you guys' initial YouTube thing here and say what's up. I love a parade. I fully support them.
Parade.
I totally support them trotting all our weaponry and nuclear missiles and stuff right down Pennsylvania friggin' Avenue. Opportunity time, kids. I'm just saying. Things like this only come along every now and then, but of course that's not gonna.
Oh man, come on, Lee! You knew that drop had to be used on you when you came in.
Yep. Because I am a proud shitholer, man.
Absolutely.
Right from the shithole myself, man. Just
fresh out the shithole.
Fresh out the shithole, But no, kids. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just want to stop in and say hi, man. How you guys?
Good to hear from you, man.
I'm getting, dude. It's Wednesday. I'm getting drunk. I got it.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, cheers to you, boys, and we'll see you all on Friday because I'll come up with sort of shit to talk about by then.
For sure.
Rock on, brother. Much love. Thanks for chiming in, man.
All right, man. Love you guys, man. Have a great rest of the show. I'll be listening on YouTube.
For sure,
Later.
brother.
Peace out.
Deal.
What Lee Pierce, a savage.
Love it.
Well, we're gonna take our last break here. Yeah, we'll take this last break and then we'll go as long as we fucking want to. Basically, that's what I love about being the last show of the night on the show on the nights that we do shows.
Yeah.
Is that we just go as long as we fucking want to.
We can do whatever the hell we want to.
Honestly, we might end the show in another 35 minutes, but we might not too. So
yeah, we'll be all right. We got
whatever.
this.
Yeah, we got this. You
all
make
right.
a choice. Choose your sides, motherfucker. We don't have to mute it for this break, so
sweet.
We're
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be back in about 6 minutes, everybody, and finish the show up on the backside. So much love. Stay tuned. Last segment, post politics, coming up next.
Yo.
Yippee yo.
I think the time has come in this country. I think things, have gotten so bad. I think they're going to get worse. I think we should close down the comedy clubs and open up stand-up tragedy clubs. Enough of this comedy, people talking about Batman and pussy and... I like to get high and drunk. Fuck it. Let's open up tragedy clubs. And this is my impersonate. Let's, just open up tragedy clubs, and instead of names like Chuckles and the Funny Bone and all that shit, it's just called like the names of the clubs across the country will be like, fuck! You going to fuck tonight? Or just ulcers, You going to perforated ulcers? Or another name for a club. No! Why don't we head down to No! Let's head down to no! But this would be my impersonation of a stand-up tragedy club. It would go like this. Hi, good evening, folks. I just had to drown my wife in a tub. Because we ran out of money and we have no support system. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. After this set, I'll be looking for food on the road. Thank you. Thank you. I'm surrounded by so much death that it hurts very much. Thank you very much. These are the tragedies, folks. Get with them. These are the tragedies. Please, folks. And my catchphrase, instead of get her done, my tragedy and catchphrase would just be like, God, please save me! And everybody at work the next day would be like doing that, like, you know, instead of get her done, they'd be like, around the cooler, you know, that's filled at this point with just sulfuric acid. They'd be around the cooler going, God, please save me! Wasn't he great? Wasn't he really sad? Wasn't he really sad?
I never seen a diamond in the flesh. I got my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my affairs. In a corner of town, no postcodes dandy. But every song I go, we play goes dripping in the bathroom, upstage bar, gold trash in the hotel room. We don't care. Driving Cadillacs in our tree. Everybody's like Bristol, Maybach, diamonds on the timepiece, Champlain Island, cycles on the gold leaf. We don't care. We are caught up in the love affair. We'll never be royal. It over in our blood. The kind of lust to take for us. We crave a different kind of fun. Let it be your blue love. You can call it Queen Bee. Let me live that fantasy. Yeah, my friends, and now we're back to go. We count our dollars on the train to the party, and everyone who knows us knows that we're fine with this. We don't come for money. Dripping in the bathroom, upstage bar, gold trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our tree. Everybody's like Bristol, Maybach, diamonds on the timepiece, Champlain Island, cycles on the gold leaf. We don't care. We are caught up in a love affair. We'll never be royal. It over in our blood. The kind of lust to take for us. We live a different kind of fun. Let it be your blue love. You can call it Queen Bee. Let me live that fantasy.
Oh yeah, final segment. Post politics coming back at you. We'll get this uploaded and ready to go, and once it's ready, we'll fucking share that shit across the stratosphere and the ionosphere up until the stratosphere, brother.
Get it everywhere.
You know.
Yeah. For sure.
So,
yeah, man. I got a little bit worried on that last one. I was like, "Oh, Tripp.
No,
Did I let that slip?"
No, that's the beauty of that.
Well, I knew it was. Yeah, see, I didn't know that you could do that. I didn't know. That guy's awesome, though. I love his. Now that you've said that, I want.
I'm a genius, brother.
Now that you've said that, like, we should have, like, that motherfucker's shit should be at least once an episode. He's got so many damn good songs.
He is doing a cruise right now.
Okay.
He's releasing stuff with his band and stuff as part of a cruise, and I'm going to reach out to him probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to get. I said it the first night that we even played his stuff, and you brought him up to me.
Which is very rare that I bring up some music that Tripp hasn't heard. So that was nice.
So I definitely want this guy on.
Yeah, dude, the guy's awesome. Man.
The problem is he lives in Scandinavia. So if he would ever talk to us live, it would be like 4:00 in the morning there. You know,
it seems like he's the kind of guy that might be up at 4:00 in the morning. You know,
4:00 in the morning, right? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll try to get it going on that, but that guy's an amazing talent. He really is.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I mean, there's songs on there that I don't like the original at all, and I love his version.
I've stopped listening to any of the originals if it is something that he covers.
Yeah.
So just look up Leo Metal on YouTube, and it'll lead you to Frog Leap Studios, which is his whole deal, and
his little musical shit.
Right, and he's got his own studio, builds his own shit, and fucking just puts out dope ass renditions of popular songs. This damn ad. Oh, really? And then. Whew. These people make me upset.
Those bastards.
Anyway, you know what? I think we've had problems with them before. Anything that we've ever done on Newsweek, but so Pentagon can't account for 800 million. Whoopsie. Right? Like, okay, let's now.
Everyone agrees Peter Rabbit is wickedly funny. I don't know why I'm so out of shape.
I just don't know why.
Peter Rabbit.
Eat salad. It's the dressing. Get it on the side.
Okay, yeah.
Change your life with just the right amount of heart. Love you guys.
Aww.
Peter Rabbit. Pretty peachy.
Okay.
They are, on top of that, they are doing a Woody Woodpecker movie. I was kind of happy about that.
I just found it interesting. On top of me actually muting it before that played, that it still continued to play.
Yeah, like screw you. You're gonna fucking.
Right,
we hear you guys are live.
Yeah, right. We heard that you've taken over the interwebs, so on all fronts. Yeah. So we're gonna play this. Are you kidding me? I went to go press. You know what? Fuck this. I'm not even going to cover this fucking article. Screw Pentagon stole another fucking 800 million. Now, I don't even need to read this fucking article because they fucking put shit all over their website. Let's just say 800 million. Okay. In the day before 9/11, you lost 1.2 trillion.
Yeah.
This time you lost 800 million. Okay,
which is what they had to pay the Saudis to fly planes into the fucking buildings.
roughly 375 million Americans in this country. Now, you would say what? Maybe 150 adults or families, 150 million adults and families.
Yeah.
Those are conservative numbers, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, conservative numbers, 150 million adults or families out there. Now, family, 150 million. That means everybody's got about 2 kids around that.
Yeah, roughly.
Let's just say adults, though. But my point is, 800 million, you could give... What is that, bud? You could give how much?
Don't ask me math. Don't do that shit to me. I mean, I'll pull up the calculator, but you're not gonna. Yeah.
And even like I said, those are conservative numbers, but
yeah, for sure.
You could give a check between like 1.2 trillion the day before 9/11 and 800 million of what's just up in the air. Sorry, we lost it. Is basically like, you know what happened if I said sorry I lost $1.2 trillion? You know what happens if I say sorry I lost $800 million?
Dude, you know what happens if you lost like $200? The scrutiny that you would get just from your own fucking family, right? Like, I mean,
not only am I getting fired, but I am almost positive there are going to be sanctions against me.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And in the most local Judge Judy court you could find, you're gonna find me sitting there going, I don't know what happened to $800 million.
Dude, there was a guy locked up. There was a guy in prison with me that was literally locked up because he knocked over some shit in Home Depot and caused like, I don't know, like $200,000 or $300,000 worth of damage, and like it almost hurt somebody, right? Like, and he got locked up because of the amount that he owed, and then it turned out he was drunk, right? But here's the thing: you can get locked up and put in prison for that kind of shit, but the government can lose millions or trillions, and then they just go.
They pull a fucking Mortal Kombat on you. That's it. Oh, okay. I guess it's okay.
Sorry, dude. My bad. Don't worry about it.
Wasn't the whoopsie cute? Remember that from 90?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah,
remember that from 93? It was the.
You guys don't even know, dude. Like, you remember Noob Saibot? Like, oh, dude, that guy was great, man. It was, yeah. Which was the two creators' names backwards, by the way, just so you know.
Mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
Because I'm a new kind of fucking nerd. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. But like I said, between the money that the Pentagon alone has lost, quote, lost.
Yeah.
Over the past 16 years.
What's scary is you should almost start assuming that there will be a terrorist attack briefly afterwards because that's what they use to pay them. You know what I mean? It's like.
What I'm also saying is they could write every American family a check for fucking several $100.
Yeah.
Over the money that they've lost over the past 16 years, let's say.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. It's fucking crazy.
It's like, hey, where's our money?
We don't even care whether or not we care.
Yeah, dude.
I guess it's okay now.
I kind of feel like all of these people like pull off their masks at the end of the day and they sound like that. And yeah.
That's what they do, dude.
Yeah.
That's dude. You know, I mean, the conspiracy shit speaking aside, you know, it really is those people like pull off their fucking their human suits, I should say.
Yeah, no, and I mean that in the most like, you know, metaphorical way here. But like, yeah, like, no.
You wouldn't believe.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't need that to be a conspiracy. Like, no, dude, these people have lost their humanity in every literal sense. I mean, it just is. It's the way it is, dude. Good people don't want those jobs. And that's just
why
the way it
we need
is.
these pure botanical water filters straight from Infowars.com.
Yeah, dude. We gotta start like preaching some more conspiracies and making bullshit so we can,
No, you know what we really need to do? You want to talk about promo? Me and Zach talked about like other promos that we need to start doing and stuff, and building new promos. Commercial break type stuff, promotional activities for the show. We just need to start. It's an idea I had a couple years ago. I think is the first time I brought it up. We just need to start hawking fake products.
Yeah, dude. There's a guy that has a Kickstarter that he's like, and actually he's an extra in The Walking Dead, in the scene where they beat the hell out of the Asian dude. He's an extra standing in the back there, and he's actually a dude that has pulled off something of like $300,000 in fake Kickstarters. It's like 12 different Kickstarters that never came to be, and he shut the Kickstarter down.
I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
But yeah, dude, there's just people that get away with it, and it seems like if you're just evil enough, you won't get in trouble for it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Like, I don't even want those people prosecuted, honestly. Like, pull whatever kind of scam you want to.
Yeah,
if people voluntarily give you fucking money, run with it.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Like, that's what our nation is built off of.
Well, and especially like Kickstarter kind of sets you up for fraudulent shit, doesn't it? I mean, like,
I hate to say it because I know plenty of people that have done those things off of legitimacy and off of awesome things that are
absolutely so
and
but
cool.
The corny little fucking one bad apple ruins the fucking bunch. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes, dude. But I mean, when you got people out here and you've got a site where you can literally just be like, hey, I'm going to make one of these, and people give you $200,000 and then you just decide not to fucking make one, then you could just step away. That's fucking stupid. Like, you should have to give everybody their shit back. That should just be the way it is. I don't know. I don't know. I think the internet, obviously, like, I love it. I think it's a great invention. Obviously, it fucking gives us what we, it's where we do our thing at. But
yeah,
it is. It brings up a whole set of problems that most people would just never kind of have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, we've never faced these kind of problems as a society before. You know.
Well. The other part of normalizing society nowadays is going like we have to. It is about legitimizing whatever sort of crazy, insane thought happens to enter into anybody's head at any given time. Yeah. And if you have the least bit of a voice, whether you're just a hot Instagram model, you have the same voice as somebody that is actually, or possibly more. If modern day society has taught us anything, it's the fact that Kim Kardashian might have the same type of influence as somebody like Albert Einstein in his heyday, or Mark.
Yeah.
You know what?
Which is fucking laughable, dude. Yeah.
If Albert Einstein or Martin Luther King had a fucking Instagram or a Twitter account, I guarantee in this day and age, Kim Kardashian still might have more fucking followers.
Oh, yeah, no, you could guarantee that, because think about this, dude. Consider the fact that if Martin Luther King were around today, dude, he would have never been shit, because what would have happened is that they would have talked about all the times that he cheated on his woman, all those scandals that were in there. He was a womanizer like a motherfucker. So all of the great things that he actually introduced and that he said and the great things that he did would have never been recognized. Right. Because of that. I mean, like, absolutely, dude. Just allegations these days ruin you. Like, you're gone.
Harvey Weinstein brought us Miramax films. Martin Luther King, same issue. Like, we have to shun Clerks and Quentin. We have to shun Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino works because of Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, because they knew what was going on. You know,
and if that was today, we would have to shun the civil rights movement because Martin Luther King, right?
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, think about it, dude, and everybody that hey, dude.
Think about it like that.
Yeah,
take a second and think about it like that.
Well, the reason that you get people that are so fucking popular now too is because they're divisive. They divide people, right? Like they divide society. Anytime somebody contributes and wants unity among the races, among people, they get fucking killed. That's the way it was. I mean, think about it, dude. Malcolm X was all about dividing people. And the moment that he decided, wait, dude, I'm wrong. We should be fighting with these white folks that want to get rid of all of this shit. Boom, he got offed. As soon as he changed his mind, dude, he got killed. Boom, you're out of here. And that's just the way it works, man. Like, it just, if you're bringing people together, you're any kind of positive contribution to society, becoming one in some sort, dude, you're out of there. They get rid of you. It's just the way it works. Which is fucking sad, but I mean, I think that's why you have so many good people that are just scared to fucking talk these days.
Is there a point to all this?
Yes. Yeah. Man, can we play that without getting? That's right.
I'm trying to find a
fucking. Yeah, like, dude, it would be great to fucking end the show on that one.
We live in a world where good men are murdered and mediocre hacks thrive. You ever notice that? John Kennedy murdered, Gandhi murdered, Martin Luther King murdered, Jesus murdered, Reagan wounded. Cancer 8 times. Now that fucker still walks, doesn't he? That guy is Jason, man. You can take off that hockey mask just once. You're gonna find, well, I'm back.
Fucking God love Bill Hicks.
Oh, dude, the guy was gold, man. Gold, way ahead of his time, man. Way ahead of his time.
24th Death Day coming up here in the next 2 weeks as well. So we will definitely do a Bill Hicks tribute night on his death day. But before we get out of here, I wanted to also play this this whole deal. Let's see here. Oh, we had a Jeff Sessions bit here. Okay. Yeah, Ben's been putting out some stellar, like, I guess, promo shots here in the past couple days, but...
Hey there, guys. Ben Swan here. So Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, hates marijuana and cannabis. He lets everybody know that all the time, right? And what he really wants to do is go back to the drug war of the 1980s. He thinks he's going to do it by pushing and rescinding all kinds of laws in order to make a real crackdown on the cannabis industry. But what he's really doing may actually cause cannabis to become more readily available in every state in the country. I'm going to tell you how that's going to happen in a reality check you're not going to get anywhere else tomorrow.
Yeah, so kudos, Ben Swan. Just be a regular dude. It's just
what a tease.
Yeah.
We got Lee Pierre back with us. What's up, man?
Well, now it just threw me off, man.
Did we add you, or did you call in and got added?
I called in.
Okay. Just making sure that...
See, I got special white privileges. You see, you got to understand. I got white privilege going on here. And so it, like, just lets me the fuck in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, no, I completely lost my train of thought because you guys are, like, a few minutes ahead on the actual broadcast as opposed to what I was listening to.
That's okay. What
Yeah.
were you going to chime in on, though?
I can't fucking remember, dude. I'm smoking weed and drinking beer, man. Just fucking sitting in my room listening to you guys, man.
Happens some.
Yeah.
No, I got a big job we're starting tomorrow, and another big job that I'm starting tomorrow night, and so it's Wednesday. It's drink beer day. And probably gonna, harass some people on the Dab and Aladdin show as well here coming up, because fuck, what else am I gonna do besides?
Zack, man, I don't know. We need to secure a Dab and Aladdin presentation.
Yeah, man. I actually wanted to. You know what, man? The other night, because I told him I'd tune in, man, and then I don't know where the fuck it's at. So
it's on Blog Talk, dude.
Okay.
I just shared it a little bit ago. Well, when I took my fucking piss break, man, I shared it, and so it's on my page, man. The link and all that shit.
What's the name of his show? Because that might be an actual a better way.
Aladdin podcast, I think.
Dab and Aladdin. Okay.
Deal.
Dab and Aladdin podcast. Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. We'll do.
You can hit that up at www.dabandaladdin.com/podcast, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming up live here, actually, right about now. They're kicking their show off, man.
What's that?
Cool, right after us. That's good business there.
Yeah, hey, man. I like to support the kids that are out there, and that's not actually why I called in. When I called in because you were saying something so meaty and so great. And then I call in here.
You lost your train of thought because it's not us doing a bad job. Is all I'm trying to bring.
No. It's just the delay. it's the delay between YouTube and the actual live call-in. So,
I've checked it 3 times tonight during our breaks. It's only like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 30. I think 30 seconds was probably long enough.
That's asking a fucking lot, dude.
That's what I'm trying to bring to light here.
Yeah,
so just want you to admit that, like that. Yeah.
No. I have no problem in admitting that, man.
30 seconds,
dude. 30 seconds is a little bit long for me to come on, dude.
Retain a thought. Yeah,
I got you.
Well, no, not exactly retain a thought, but Sorry, keep it down. I'm here over my team. All right, fucking. Yeah, I know you is, boys. All right, boys, I'm gonna jump off here. I love you.
All right, later, man.
I go fuck up somebody else's day. Love you.
Take it easy, brother.
Hold on. So we got Dennis calling in.
Now we got Dennis.
No, we just let Lee go. We got to have Dennis. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, he lost Dennis?
What the fuck?
Man, your picture on here is getting smaller and smaller as we speak.
Okay.
each little video kicks in a little bit.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Okay, so we gotta get Dennis back. We just let go of Lee, but Dennis was calling in at the same
I think
time.
Dennis is probably going over to Dab and Aladdin too, though. His show just kicked off.
Yeah. Go check our homeboy Dab and Aladdin.
No, definitely, man, because he was in on the Friday Night Super Show, and the guy was fucking great, dude. I enjoyed the hell out of talking with him.
Minus Lee, we had a fucking really good time talking.
To an automatic voice message system 540.
Oh man, don't put his number on the thing.
What kind of fucking horse shit do you think I'm about?
It was just going. I was like, you better hit in.
Just saying. Trying to call this motherfucker. All right, I'm giving this cocksucker one more chance. If he don't pick up, that's on him, dog.
Yeah.
And then we'll end the show. Dennis, pick up your room. And Mickey Mouse was doing the bass line like this. Ba 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 boo. Ba 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 boo.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message.
All right. Whatever. I'll talk to Dennis later then. We are rolling the fuck out. Much love. Thanks everybody for checking us out on the YouTubes. It'll be more accessible, easily readily available for you motherfuckers.
Yep.
In the future, we'll be uploading this, or this shit will be uploaded. We'll share it on all our platforms as soon as it gets up and going. So much love. Thanks for everybody for hanging out, getting nutty with us. We'll catch you motherfuckers on Sundays.
Dose.
And Friday Night Super Show coming up Friday. I don't know. Look, we got this new element to the show. I'm trying to focus on our shit. Yeah. I'm gonna try to. I'm so intrigued by radio. I know I'm like, I need to spend time with my old lady, and I need to be doing our shit.
Yeah.
But I just Friday night, if it's some other shit, I want to be on the show with the boys. But I'm just saying, I might not be this Friday.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's all right. I got a little trouble for dipping out off Friday night too, so it's all right.
I've been having to produce and facilitate their show, so I've been having to do that, and I just might not be that big of a part of the Friday Night Super Show this week. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, understood.
But, hey man, we're on YouTube's motherfuckers.
We actually lost you right now. I don't know why, but we can hear you, but your webcam cut out over here.
Wrapping the motherfucking show up, and you ain't got to fucking press to roll out. You just stop the show anytime you want to, but we're gonna fucking roll out with some shit that we don't need to ask YouTube about. So, thank you, Zack. Fucking YouTube's a hit, motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking loving it, man. It's been nice to contribute something other than my voice, you know.
Shit's dope. All right, we'll catch you guys. Check the Friday Night Super Show out Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we will be back with Post Politics on the YouTubes and all our other affiliates Sunday night. So, much love. Stay tuned for more shit. J-Rev Radio on the TuneIn app. You missed a show? It's all there. And from now on, you missed a show, it's going to be on our fucking YouTube channel.
You can just watch it.
Just go check that shit out.
Yeah.
You at work, you just got some headphones on, do like I do. Just play that shit in the background, put your headphones on, listen to the show. Listen to your boys. So, much love. We'll catch you guys Sunday night. Yeah. Peace out, niggas.
Deuce.
Out of bed, do a ninja flip, kick the bitch in the neck, then I slip my wrist, sipping pistol with deuce box, pistol whip, my own face with the pistol grip in my left teeth gone and I'm ready for breakfast. I'm feeling refreshed in my all red dress, it's the bestest. In the cupboard is some Captain Crunch. I use blood instead of milk, call me Dracula. Back to the storyline, I was looking for whack dudes, but dressed in pink shirts with colorful tattoos. I show him the act by leaving multiple stab wounds, kick him in his cheekbones, bloody my black roots. On the regular, low BB hitting ya, lazy beaming killers through the temple like the predator. If you wanna be down, better be down to ride. It's L to the O and malaria. Everybody like, oh shit, he'll infect this